Okay. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Some technical difficulties, but I finally figured it out. So today I wanted to talk about leaky gut. Last week on Facebook Live, I discussed birth control and some of its effects it has on the body. And I kind of touched on leaky gut last week, and I wanted to go into more detail here. I have a lot of women in my Facebook group who suffer from gastrointestinal distress, just digestive discomfort, gut disorders, as well as thyroid disease. And I think it's really important for people to know that a lot of times the two are connected. So let's get into it. First, what is leaky gut? Well, our intestines have a barrier, and it's a semi-permeable membrane. So that means that it allows some things to pass through, like vitamins and nutrients from your foods that you eat, and other things it wants to keep out of the body and out of the bloodstream, like bacteria and larger proteins and things like that. And so this barrier is designed to keep those out. Now, leaky gut, just like it sounds, is when that barrier gets compromised and things start to leak through that aren't supposed to get through. So things other than those important vitamins and minerals. And something else to note is that our gut holds 70% of our immune system in those cells. So when things are getting through that aren't supposed to get through, our immune system attacks. And it launches an inflammatory response. So a lot of times, we are chronically inflamed. So this isn't just happening after one meal, but happening after most meals. Our gut is getting worn down further and further, letting more and more things through, and our immune system is just constantly working in overdrive, trying to attack all of these foreign particles to keep us safe. And it comes to a point where the immune system mistakenly attacks and destroys even healthy cells, because it is just going in overdrive, trying to keep all of those germs and bacteria and things out of our system. So this is how leaky gut is related to autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease is when your body starts to attack its own cells. And so for like hypothyroidism, that's when our immune system is attacking our thyroid cells, and so you can experience some negative consequences. And celiac is also another autoimmune disease that is caused by leaky gut, and also mental health issues, metabolic dysfunction. The brain and the gut are connected via the vagus nerve, and so they talk to each other. And if something's off, then they're gonna know. So those are just some of the effects of leaky gut, and it's important to know what's causing these things and what can we remove from our diet or change in our lifestyle to help heal and seal our gut so that all of those particles and things aren't getting through. And also so that we're absorbing those important vitamins and minerals better as well. That's really important. So some things that can cause leaky gut, a lot of it is from the diet. Major one is gluten. So gluten is part of cereal grains, and it is highly inflammatory. In fact, nearly everyone has an immune response to wheat. So that is important to know. Some people are celiac. They're all the way on this end of the spectrum where they experience tons of symptoms following the ingestion of gluten. And then there's people on the other end of the spectrum who might have a mild headache or, a little bit fatigue, things like that you might not necessarily associate with foods that you've eaten. But nearly everyone does have an immune response to gluten. A lot of it is because of just the structure of it, and also because of glyphosate and those herbicides that are sprayed on a lot of the cereal grains that we're eating today. And a lot of the just foods in general that we're eating today are sprayed with that glyphosate. So those two are highly inflammatory and highly damaging to our gut lining, just slowly wearing it down further and further, whittling it away, allowing more and more things to get through. So it's very important that you eliminate gluten from your diet if you are experiencing autoimmune disease or an unhealthy gut and digestive symptoms. Then that is definitely a good place to start. Another area that I tell my clients to work on is fermentable fibers. So eating healthy fibrous foods that can include artichokes, resistant starches like potatoes that have been cooked and then cooled. Those feed the healthy gut bacteria in our microbiome, helping them to flourish. Because I know many people today are taking antibiotics, and antibiotics, they are great for a lot of things, killing off that bad bacteria that's causing us to feel ill. But antibiotics also kill off that good bacteria that helps to boost the immune system and keep us healthy and digest our food and everything. So want to flourish, allow that good gut bacteria to flourish, and by eating fermentable fibers and also fermented foods, probiotic-rich foods like sauerkraut and kimchi, and also like miso soup, cultured yogurt, a little kombucha, things like that have a lot of that good healthy bacteria, which can help to grow that in your gut as well. So another one that I encourage people to watch out for is industrial seed oils. And I'll go into more detail on this in another video, but industrial seed oils are highly refined oils, and you can put sunflower oil, safflower oil, corn oil, soybean oil, and peanut oil. Those can all fall into that industrial seed oil category, and those are highly inflammatory. The seeds themselves are a toxin. Plants that are eaten by mammals develop these defense mechanisms, especially in the seeds, to protect them, and therefore they are poisonous to humans. But the thing about this is that it's insidious. So chronic disease, it's hard to target what's causing it, because a lot of the things that we're eating, they're just small amounts of toxins. And, eventually over the course of someone's life, they build up and accumulate in the liver, and the leaky gut just gets even more compromised. And then down the road, we really start to see the effects of these choices. And so, it's just being more aware of it and trying to eliminate it whenever possible from your diet. Seed oils are used in, most restaurants, and definitely fast food restaurants are using those cheap oils. And when you're buying prepackaged foods at the store, most of the time they're going to have a lot of those seed oils that are very inflammatory and disrupt our gut. Next is refined carbohydrates. So think again, the cereal grains, but also sugars. And fructose is a big one. So bacteria and fungus and cancer too feed on sugars and those refined carbohydrates, so flours and things like that. And so if we're feeding that fungus and feeding that bad bacteria, that's going to allow it to grow and proliferate and then just kind of take over. And we obviously don't want that to happen. So don't feed the sugar, don't feed the bad bacteria in your gut, and really try to watch out for fructose, especially. high fructose corn syrup is a big one, which creates inflammation and is really a source of fuel for that bad bacteria. So, moral of the story here is try to eliminate the foods that feed the bad bacteria and incorporate more of the foods that help to bolster that good bacteria. Eliminate those foods that are kind of wearing down, withering away at our intestinal lining, which includes, again, gluten, refined carbohydrates, sugars. Those are all very damaging to the gut. And some things that you can incorporate as well are bone broth. That's one that I like to drink lots of and I recommend for my clients. It has lots of collagen and glycine and amino acids that can help to repair the gut lining and nourish it and coat it and allow it to heal so that it can defend itself and so that our immune system isn't working in overdrive trying to keep us healthy. So if you are experiencing autoimmune disease, arthritis, hypothyroidism, multiple sclerosis, heart disease even, neuropathy, cancer are all linked to a leaky gut. So it really is true that good health begins in the gut. Again, about 75% of our immune system, those cells are in our gut microbiome, and so we need to keep that healthy so that we can stay healthy and well. So next week I will touch on those industrial seed oils, also known as omega-6 fats. PUFAs are another word for them, and why exactly those are toxic to our body and inflammatory, just causing that leaky gut. So thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I am offering a free mini coaching session to new clients. And so if that's something that you're interested in, I will put a link in the comments and you can go and take a peek and sign up for a time to meet with me, and we can talk about some strategies to heal your gut if that's something that you're interested in, or balancing your hormones and finding the cause, the culprit of weight gain and stubborn weight. So again, thank you guys for joining me today, and I will see you next time.